Hi Leo, welcome to September. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month, we've got a full moon in Pisces on the 2nd of September. And then we have a new moon in Virgo on September 17th. Jupiter goes direct on the 13th. Saturn goes direct on the 29th at the end of the month. And Mars on the 9th goes retrograde. So we've got some stuff going on this month. And on top of that, there's the equinox. And we'll get into the astrology later. Let's see what's going on for Leo in terms of love and relationships for the month of September. So what does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of September 2020? What is coming up for Leo? What does Leo need to know about love and relationships for September 2020? Okay, let's see what we get. Nine of Swords is the card beneath the deck. So let's see, the Chariot. So the Nine of Swords energy, you could be worried about something, mental stress. There could be worried about someone's health or worried about your own health. Queen of Swords crosses the Chariot, the World. The Five of Swords, the King of Wands, the Star, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Six of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. So you may start the month out stressed, but I think things are going to get better as the month progresses. So here you have the Chariot. The Chariot's a card of victory through discipline and focus. So you might have been being pulled in different directions. Maybe you are, and you're going to have to, if it's a relationship, it could have been that you're interested in more than one person, or you're not sure what direction you want to take a relationship. And sometimes the Chariot can represent travel or movement, making a decision about moving. You have the Queen of Swords energy crossing this. So you're either dealing with someone who could be an air sign, but it could also be someone who you feel is being very harsh and judgmental with you, or not being, you're dealing with someone who's like, could be an authority figure, and you feel like you're being judged harshly. You might even feel like you're being victimized in some way, because this Five of Swords is here. So if your energy has been scattered, if you've been doing a lot of things but not really progressing, it's time to call in the scattered energy. It's time to figure out, what do I really want? And how am I going to get there? And let me not be distracted by other possibilities. Another message for that the Queen of Swords brings is to make a decision based on logic and intellect rather than on your heart. So you have to be really discriminating. You're going to have to just look at the facts. Like, not let your imagination run away with you. Not make decisions based on what you want to be true. You have to really look at what's really there. So it's kind of like a reality check. And this card crossing, sometimes the Queen of Swords energy, it could either be someone you're dealing with, or it could also be an attitude that you're showing. The Queen of Swords energy is kind of someone who's pushing people away. Maybe you've been through a lot in your life, and you've been hurt, and you're not really, you've got this wall built up. So if you're looking for a relationship, you may have to come to terms with whatever happened in the past and open up your heart and release that wall. Become more vulnerable. Show a more vulnerable side. And that can attract the love that you want, and among other things. but you might be keeping people away because you're afraid to be vulnerable. The World card is in the recent past, or the base of this situation. So the World, some cycle is coming to completion. You're ending a cycle, and you're getting ready to, especially around the full moon. Full moons usually represent culminations. So if you've been working on something, it's really hard. It's coming to completion, and you're getting ready to move to a new level. So the World is like something's ending, a cycle is ending, and now it's time to move up. It's time to move to a new level, and things we're starting to come together. Like the World usually represents the cycle ending, completing in a successful way. And there might even be travel involved, because you have this is a travel card, that's a travel card. You might be moving to a new location where you're going to find more success. Because I feel like this month there's a lot of career energy in this reading. So if you're trying to make a decision on a relationship, while you're doing that, you could be experiencing some type of career success. The Five of Swords energy is in the recent past. So you may have decided to cut your losses and move on from a situation, a relationship. It could be a relationship, it could be a work situation. You're realizing that nothing is going to change, and you either have to accept what is, or you have to walk away. So I feel like you might be moving into a more prosperous period, but you might have to give up anything that's toxic in your life. That could be people, a relationship, it could be a job, it could even be toxic habits. Whatever's distracting you, whatever's pulling you away from your goal, you need to let it go. Leave it behind. You might have experienced hostility in the recent past. Maybe someone is trying to push your buttons or trying to get you to react. And don't get caught up in the drama. That's all I can say. But if the King of Wands represents your energy, because Wands usually are fire signs, you are looking at the past. And you're turning your back on a dream. You've got the Star here in the future. It's like there are good things coming, but you can't see it because you keep focusing on the past. A past hurt, a past time in your life when you felt victimized, or you felt that you were the victim of someone's either toxic energy or a bully, or someone who was very vindictive in the past. Because the Five of Swords is like hostility. So you might have been dealing with someone who was hostile, harsh, and you can't get over it. It's like you can't get past that. But if you could turn around and look at the Star, there's hope. The Star brings hope. So forget the past. Stop dwelling on your losses or whatever happened in the past. Start focusing on the future, because the future looks good. You've got new beginnings here. End this toxic cycle. If something is ending, if a toxic cycle is ending, let it go. Don't keep dwelling on it. And get your stuff together where you start focusing, okay, where do I want to go from here? You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So these are two time cards. The Ace of Pentacles relates to the end of the year, December, January, February. I feel like the end of this year is going to bring you a lot of success and a lot of your dreams, whatever you're wanting to accomplish, either in a relationship or even in a career situation, it's going to come together at the end of the year. It may be a little bit tricky September, October, because we have some difficult energy astrologically during this time, but don't lose hope, don't give up, because it's going to all work out in the end, and you'll be happy. You'll get what you'll achieve your goal. And especially with this Ace of Pentacles, if you're waiting for money to come in or financial support, this is going to come more toward the end of the year. It might even, sometimes the Ace of Pentacles can represent a job opportunity or a job offer. But in any case, it represents financial support and success. The Ace of Swords, this is in your environment. So your warrior energy has been activated. You're going to be fighting for what you want this month. If someone, and there is some volatile energy with Mars squaring Pluto and Saturn, so there's a lot of tension in the air. Don't go over the top. Don't overreact. If someone's trying to push your buttons, try to stay calm. But the Ace of Swords, you're going to be activated where you decide, you know what, I'm going for what I want and I don't care. And I'm going to, you're going to feel more energetic. But I feel that, like, you could be fighting a battle in September, but you won't experience the victory until later in the year. Possibly December, January, or the end of December. Six of Wands is a victory card. So you are going to be recognized, and you have the Three of Pentacles here. These are career cards, so I can't, it's success, it's recognition, it's promotion, reward for a job well done. So I don't know that this month is going to be that much about love. Unless you're leaving, you might be leaving a toxic relationship and then focusing on your career and your path to success, which is coming later on. I think you probably, if there was someone that was holding you back or something that you really were putting up with and it just wasn't working, it's time to walk away. And you're going to be busy with work and career for the rest of this year. But that doesn't mean that love is not in the cards. You have the star here. The star gives hope. But the only thing that the star doesn't give is immediate success. It doesn't grant your wish in the immediate future. It's something that you have to work towards, and put energy towards, and you can achieve. So don't, if this month is not the big romantic month, it's coming. It can come later on. So don't give up that dream or that hope. So let's see what the stars have to say. So for you, your full moon is happening in the 8th house. The moon's in the 8th, the sun is in the 2nd. And Uranus is in the 10th house. Uranus is the strongest aspect to this full moon. And it's in Pisces. So Pisces is a card about dreams. It's about, having a dream and wanting to make it a reality. And Virgo, so with the full moon, you have to balance the opposites. So you're balancing the energy of Pisces, which is the vision, the dream. And then Mercury, the sun's in Virgo, ruled by Mercury, which is about the details. The devil's in the details. So you can have the vision, but you can't get there unless you focus on the details and actually do the work and get there. And that's what, earth signs are about. And Virgo, it's about service. It's about taking care of the nitty-gritty. It's not enough to have a dream. You have to work towards it. So maybe that's why this Chariot card's coming up, because it's telling you to be more disciplined. It's, if you've been scattering your energy and you're not really working on your goal, you're not going to achieve it. But if you focus on it, you can get what you want. And there might be some surprising developments with Uranus in your 10th house. Surprising career developments, and also the 10th house has to do with status, relationship status. So you could be, having a commitment, making a commitment, going from single to married, or you could go from married to single, or you're in a relationship, now you're out of a relationship. The 10th house has to do with how you are seen in the world, your public life. So with Uranus, anything can happen. You can't really predict, but because it's a trine aspect and a sextile aspect, I think it's going to be positive. It'll be a pleasant surprise. But you will still have to put the work in, because the moon sextile Uranus, sextiles only work when we work with them. They don't just drop in our lap. Trines, things can happen. They're really easy, But when it comes to a sextile, it still has good. It has good energy. It has luck, and it brings positive things. But you have to take action. You have to take the initiative, and you're going to be doing that. You have this Ace of Swords in your environment. You're going to really feel like I have to do something. I have to take action. You're going to be really busy. this month. More working on manifesting a goal, a career path. And I think that also you have Mercury in Virgo, and that's going to be in your second house. So this is a communication. You might be coming up with money-making ideas. You might be thinking like, I've got to figure out a way to make more money, or I've got to bring more financial abundance into my life. And so you might be coming up with ways to do that. Maybe through writing or communicating. Something that has to do with the internet, Mercury, anything communication related. And Mercury is sextile Venus in the 12th house. Venus is in Cancer. So Venus in the 12th house, you may have feelings for someone and you're not letting them know. Here's that Queen of Swords energy. So, because anything in the 12th house is hidden. And usually when Venus is in the 12th house, you could be secretly in love with someone or have feelings for someone, but you're not telling them, or you can't tell them for some reason. Either you're in another commitment, or the relationship has to be secret for some reason. And Venus, around this full moon, Venus is going to be squaring Mars in Aries, and that's in the 9th house. So you could find yourself attracted to someone who's very different than you. Maybe someone from a different culture, like a foreign country. You could be meeting up with someone through, the 9th house has to do with education, teaching, learning, higher education, travel even, long distance travel. Maybe you're traveling and you come across someone, you meet someone on your journeys. The other thing that's happening this month is the Mars squaring Saturn. It's already had an exact square, but Mars is going retrograde now. It'll be going retrograde September 9th. So when it goes backwards, then it's going to go forward. It's going to hit Saturn and Pluto all over again. So we're dealing with Mars square Saturn for the next couple of months. Till the end of the year, till Mars goes direct finally in November. And you have Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter all in your 6th house. Now the 6th house has to do with your day-to-day experiences on the job if you're working. Your relationships with colleagues. So there could be some kind of conflicts coming up around work. But it also has to do with your health. So sometimes Saturn and Pluto, you're just feeling, you've been working really hard. And maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you've been pushing yourself too hard. So you have to be, take care of yourself. Look after your health. If you're overdoing it, give yourself some downtime, rest. Especially because Mars in the 9th, maybe you're taking some classes, or you're teaching a class, or you're learning new things. You just might be taking on too much. I feel like, especially with this Chariot, you just, you're all over the place. So maybe you need to narrow down some of your things so that you have some time to rest and recover, and you're not working yourself to death. What else is going on? So Mercury is trine Saturn. So you could hear some good news about a health issue, or even good news about money on the job. There's a possibility that you could get an increase in income or some kind of financial support coming in. More toward the end of the year, though, I think. But you might hear some good news now. And Mercury sextile Venus, that's just going to bring creativity. It would be a good time, especially Venus in the 12th, if you take time out and, as part of your recharge activity, do something creative. Take time out to meditate, take time out to write poetry, or do some artwork or music. Leo is the performer, so you probably have some talent that you can use to help yourself relax, to take time out and think about where you're going and where you want to be. The other thing is Venus is opposing Saturn as it's squaring Mars. So you may, if there is some kind of romance this month, it's going to be difficult. You may feel cut off from your loved ones. Maybe you're having to travel, or you're just separated. There's distance separating you, and you can't get together with someone that you want to be together with. One of you might be having some kind of health issue and maybe have to be quarantined or something, where you can't be together, and it may make you feel lonely. Usually Venus opposing Saturn is a lonely aspect. It's not a warm and fuzzy aspect. So either the people that you're trying to reach are not being receptive to your advances, or you yourself is coming across as cold and distant. So, but that's just a temporary thing. And things should start to get better once Venus moves out of that opposition with Saturn. Then we have the new moon on the 17th of September. And that's in your second house of money and self-worth and security. So you're going to be feeling a lot more secure more by the end of the month. You might be feeling like things are kind of... you might be feeling like you're out in the cold, or you're... you're kind of on your own. But towards the end of the month, I think you're going to have this new moon in your second house. And it's trining Saturn. So there could be some good news about employment, your work situation. It could be good news about a health issue. You're going to start to feel stronger with this new moon. You're going to feel more hopeful. And there's a T-square with this new moon with the North Node and the South Node in Gemini. And that's happening in your 11th and 5th houses. So there could be some developments happening with a friendship or a romance or even children. Maybe there's some tension in those areas, but this new moon, you could have an opportunity for a new beginning. So if you've had a falling out with someone, maybe you just need to have some kind of communication and sort things out. But I think that would be better around this new moon than earlier. Venus is squaring Uranus. So you have Venus in the first house, because at this time, at the new moon, Venus has moved out of Cancer, and it's going to be crossing your ascendant. So while Venus was in Cancer, you may have felt like love deserted you, especially when she was opposing Saturn. But as Venus moves out of Cancer and moves into Leo, it's going to be crossing your ascendant. And normally when Venus crosses the ascendant, it brings romance, it brings love, it brings, you're looking good, you're feeling better, you're more charming. So you're attracting love. And there could be some unexpected attraction that comes up around this new moon. Because Uranus is in your 10th house and Venus is in your first house. So again, it's emphasizing, career and status. You could meet someone through the work that you do. If you're not dating or you're not in a relationship, you could connect with someone through work or through some type of celebration or event where you're being promoted. If you're in a relationship, it could mean that you want to take it to the next level. You may decide. So it's kind of a mixed month, because with Uranus you just never know what's going to happen. You could meet someone suddenly. There could be sparks flying. So you could decide to start a new relationship. You could decide to leave a relationship suddenly, maybe because you've met someone new, or it's just sudden developments. There's no guarantee, though, when Venus is squaring Uranus, that how long it will last. The only saving grace is if you start something at this new moon, it's favored by Saturn. So anything you begin around the time of this new moon, especially just a few days later, is getting the blessings of Saturn and Pluto. So it's going to be deep, it's going to be intense, and it has the potential to last a long time. But with Saturn, you have to do the work, you have to be committed, you have to be responsible. So that's the only thing that Saturn brings. Saturn is not always, Saturn gets a bad reputation as being, restrictive and blockages and all this. But the positive side of Saturn is reward for hard work. It's discipline, it's commitment, it's taking responsibility, it's stability. Saturn represents stability, as opposed to Uranus, which is kind of like all over the place. So if you're starting a relationship around this time, it could be something that lasts for a long time. So, but I'm getting more of a vibe about career this month than romance. I think that if I don't know, I just feel like there might be some conflict in a romance where you decide to walk away or take a break and then focus on your career and focus on getting yourself secure. It seems like you have to be like you'll be concerned with security, and that can involve money, financial support. How do I feel secure? Where do I need to be to feel secure? Do I need material things? Do I need money? Do I have to make more money? With Mercury in the second house, you're going to come up with ideas. And it's being blessed by Venus. So you will, I feel like you're going to have good news this month. Maybe more later in the month, around the new moon. That's going to give you hope. It's going to pull you out of this feeling of, I'm all alone, I'm worried, I don't know what's going to happen to me. Because the Nine of Swords is a worry card. But so you may start the month off feeling sad, feeling victimized, feeling cut off from loved ones, but you're going to end the month on a positive note. Things are going to work out. You're going to feel a lot more secure and a lot more and recognized and valued toward the end of the month. So don't give up the dream, Leo. It's coming. But also remember to take action. Decide what you really want and go for it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, Leo. If you liked the reading and it resonated with you, click on the like button or the subscribe button. If you'd like a private reading where we can deal with your situation, your specific situation, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to the website and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, I want to thank you. Thank you all for your support of this channel. Thank you for liking, subscribing, ordering readings. If you're new, welcome. I really appreciate your support, and I really enjoy reading the comments. So if any of this resonated with you, please leave a comment. And if not, it's a general reading. It may not affect everyone. It may not resonate with everyone. But for those of you that it does resonate, then it's your message. So take what means something to you and leave the rest. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.